Hey folks, Champesk here bringing another audio commentary, and today we're going to be doing a very exciting game between Grubby and Moon. I haven't actually seen the game, but it is between Grubby and Moon, and they're pretty much my two favourite players, so we're probably going to be seeing something very fun here. Obviously, two of the best players in esports, and really whenever they play each other we tend to get amazing games, so I have high hopes for this. And as we can see, Moon the blue elf in the 1 o'clock position here, and Grubby the red orc in the 7 o'clock position here. Moon going for Ancient of War creeping. Obviously this is fairly easy to Ancient of War creep, and also this is going to mean that you can see he's put in a bit of an aggressive position here, and this is actually going to mean that he can creep it quite quickly, and it can actually be aggroed by an early peon if Grubby were to send one, but obviously Grubby hasn't, because he's an orc and you don't really want to waste all that potential gold or lumber mining by just sending off a peon a bit too early, and so this is pretty sensible play by Moon. But often you see elf will just build it here just to be playing just to play it safe. And obviously Alter's about to come out now, and we're probably going to see Demon Hunter versus Blade Master, unless Moon's going to try and change stuff up. But no, looks like Demon Hunter and a Blade Master. Yeah, he center stuff, and obviously the peon probably from the Altar. Obviously it could be from the burrow as well, because they come out at the same time, going to scout. And you generally just get it from the Altar, because generally the Altar is a bit closer because it's a bit further forward, so it's a bit faster creeping, and the burrow is a bit further back, so you can get back to your lumber slightly quicker. It's not a huge difference, but just sort of you may as well, because there's no point in doing it any other way. But in this case, actually, they're both about the same distance, so it doesn't really matter which one goes. And the peon is now going down to scout the base, and Moon's doing the exact same thing with a wisp. His wisp is actually a bit later, but it doesn't really matter. Obviously the wisp, you can just keep it there. And actually Grubby turning his peon around now. I'm not sure what his plan is here. Maybe, he's actually going to go build a voodoo lounge here, actually covering a bit up the logo here. Maybe it's a bit of a protest against IEST. He doesn't really like them putting all their advertising on the maps or something, or maybe that's just the best position to put it. I've never actually seen him put it there before, but certainly that could just be the case. And Grubby getting a bit blocked by Moon's wisp, but it looks like Grubby will be going directly for maybe one of the shops first, and then he'll creep it out and then go for the second shop. But meanwhile, Moon has actually, looks like he sent his Demon Hunter straight just to go and buy this circlet, and Dust as well actually, and looks like he's going to scout this Voodoo Lounge. He isn't actually using his Demon Hunter to creep, which is probably why he built that aggressive Ancient of War positioning, but he does manage to cancel that Voodoo Lounge, so this is actually a very good start for Moon, because obviously Orcs with a Voodoo Lounge really in trouble. And I wonder if Grubby's going to be playing really aggressively this game, just because that forward Voodoo Lounge would have gotten cancelled anyways, and that's not something you really want to do if you can avoid it. And Moon is now coming in here, very nice timing for him, obviously managing to pick up the item just as soon as it drops, and then being able to leave as soon as possible. And Grubby bringing in a Grunt here just to attack one of these Moon Wells, and Moon should start attacking any second now. She's a bit short on gold. Maybe he's I think he probably needed a bit of extra gold just for repairing the Ancient of War, because he didn't have a Demon Hunter to speed up the attacks. So his tech might be a couple seconds too late, but I imagine it'll be any second now. And meanwhile, Grubby is just going around with an invisible Blade Master. He has picked up a Gloves of Haste, and it looks like he will probably pick off this one wisp before then trying to get away. And Moon actually, yeah, there's his tech there. And Grubby will be slightly ahead in tech, I imagine. Yep, he is slightly ahead, and continuing to produce grunts, but he'll probably stop at either 3 or 4. I imagine 3, but certainly against Moon you might want to watch out for 4, but since Moon seems to be doing a 1 archer tech, you don't really need that. And Moon actually, or Grubby actually going for a really weird position of a Voodoo Lounge here. This is a really nice position to put things like Tree of Life, and then you can walk them in. Or if you're going to go for some sort of a tower rush or something, it's nice to have some stuff here, or like some sort of arcane vault or something. But a Voodoo Lounge there is a bit surprising. Maybe he's expecting for Moon to expand there, and so he just wants to have a convenient healing, but he does have the healing fountain right here anyway, so it's not really clear as to why he would do that. I guess we'll probably see him try and play it out, Grubby try and playing it out just so he gets that, and Moon aggroing the creeps here, and Grubby not enough mana to windwalk because of the Demon Hunter, is forced to run away, and actually taking down to 60 hit points now and 0 mana as well. But Grubby does now have a boots, and so this is going to allow him to get away and get to a healing fountain, or go and buy a salve. And meanwhile, Grubby doing some harassment here with grunts. Obviously, Moon has a bit of an open base here, so you can just sort of run in and do a bit of sort of hitting on Moonwells and wisps even. Although wisps are a bit less of a good target when you're so close to a gold mine, and Moon's such a good player that he can just mine it up quite quickly. And when the Demon Hunter comes in, you really have to get those grunts out of there. And Moon, meanwhile, has bought a staff of teleportation. Actually, was staffing somewhere, but then cancels it at the last second. I guess he, or maybe he was trying to staff to a wisp here, but it got cancelled. But it got killed. I'm not sure if it was killed or he cancelled it, but certainly it would have made sense if you tried to staff to something here. And Grubby, meanwhile, finishing off this creep camp, and he might get level 2 from this as well, so that'd be quite nice for him. And Moon now Ancient of War creeping this base here, so I don't think he will expand early, but maybe that is his plan. Maybe he's putting up. No, this is a shop here. Obviously, it's quite hard for Elf to expand early because they do tend to face a lot of pressure, especially when they've only gone for one archer attack. You really can't be affording to stall too long. And Moon actually picking up another Boots of Speed now. He obviously bought one from the other Goblin Merchant. And Grubby coming in here, and I'm not sure he might well go for the Ancient of War, considering this archer has now hidden, and that will be a nice sort of one kill. But he actually manages to get a nice surround there on the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter does have a TP scroll and a self teleportation up, which I imagine might still be on cooldown. And Moon managing to really damage one grunt a lot, but Grubby very nicely manages to sneak it away. And Grubby popping a speed scroll, actually, I'm not sure what the point of that was. I think he might have been planning on hunting down that one archer, getting to it before it hid, but he didn't actually manage to do that successfully. And this Voodoo Lounge now being so fairly useful for Grubby, but I'm not really sure how he could have anticipated that, apart from fantastic play on his part. Meanwhile, Moon does have his Beastmaster out and is chasing down this one grunt who he knew was very low health from before, and knew would go to the healing fountain. And it looks like he might actually get this grunt kill. Actually, Grubby outplays Moon a bit there. Moon not really paying attention to his Beastmaster. Grubby manages to bring his grunt back the other way and saves it. And you can see he has gone for 4 grunts clearly. And Grubby building a Spirit Lodge a bit out of the way. And I imagine we're going to see standard tech from both sides. Endurance Aura first for Grubby on the turn chief, and that's not too surprising. And I imagine we're going to be seeing Ancient of Winds up for Moon. I won't actually check. I'll just watch this grunt go down, then maybe we can go and check. Yeah, and let's see, we have one Ancient of Wind going down and one would be a bit further on, yeah, and tier 3 tech as well. And so obviously he's going to do the dot tech first and then just start pumping dots, and then when tier 3 comes he'll get the second dot tech as well. And level 2 in a bit on the Demon Hunter now. I'm not sure if he's given his second boots to the Beastmaster or just just sold it for the 125 gold. Both are pretty acceptable options. And some nice blocking there by Grubby, stopping this Demon Hunter with boots from catching up to that grunt for a while, but looks like he might actually now catch up. Obviously, Grubby going to see how long he can keep it alive before it will inevitably die. Maybe he can get the creeps to kill it just so he doesn't have to give Moon the experience as well, and also it's nice just to aggro them as well. But no, it looks like Grubby's actually going to try and run this grunt out of here, and Moon's still chasing it, and because of all that healing it does still have 60 hit points, so it's actually wasted a lot of this Demon Hunter's time. And one Quillbee's coming in now as well, but it does eventually go down. But meanwhile, Grubby's done some pretty effective creeping with his time, and the Beastmaster has come in and scouted this. He has been given the second boots as well, but Grubby with an invuln pod on top of everything else, and Grubby actually needs to be careful here. 34 hit points left on his Blade Master. He did go back for one more hit, but I think that might have just been an accident. And meanwhile, first Raider now out for Grubby, and I imagine a Spirit Walker will be coming out any second now. There it is there. And Demon Hunter now a bit on the run, starting to go for mana burns on the turn chieftain. Obviously you normally wouldn't bother, but it's pretty nice too when you can, just because when they've gotten a bit of experience and they're almost level 2. Beastmaster still with 0 experience. Obviously experience not as important on the elf heroes as it is for the Grubby, but it's still pretty important. Obviously it's nice to have a better tank, even though obviously the Quillbeast and stuff form a pretty nice tank in themselves. And looks like Grubby's going to finish off this creeping. I don't think, no, he has already killed the one with the tome. I don't think he got a tome of, he got a good tome by the looks of things, but maybe got strength actually. He has quite high strength, even for a strength hero. And meanwhile, this Voodoo Launch has actually paid off quite well. It's quite interesting positioning. I guess it's just so hidden that it doesn't really matter. And a very nice Grubby catching the Tinker, actually an early Tinker here from Moon, obviously bought with this Wisp, but and manages to get one is there in a surround, but it does get staffed away. And Grubby now with level 2 on his Storm Chieftain and level 2 on his Blade Master will probably just, yeah, he's going to creep this with both his heroes, probably try and get his Blade Master to level 3 and then go and harass while creeping up his turn chieftain further. And Moon, some nice Wisp scouting here. Obviously Wisp scouting you generally just see at the start of the game, but certainly there's no reason why you can't do it throughout the entirety of the game. And Blade Master will get level 3 off this camp and then we'll go and harass. And meanwhile Moon, I imagine, is doing some pretty simple creeping at this point. Yeah, obviously he doesn't want to risk too much while he still has this pretty weak army. Once he gets his tier 3 attack on his dots, he might be able to go a bit more aggressive, but at this point he really wants to stay where he is, and he has level 3 on his Demon Hunter now. That's pretty nice. And I think it'll be 1-1 on his other two heroes. Yeah, 1-1 and quite low 1-1s at that. And meanwhile, Grubby's base, he's putting up another Voodoo Lounge actually, and another Burrow as well, so maybe he's going to be heading into upkeep and then going for some early pressure. He is at 49 already, and he's bringing in 4 peons as well. Obviously the Spirit Link on that means that he has sort of an extra 1,000 effective hit points, so that's pretty useful if you can do it. And he's now going to creep out this Drake and hopefully get a pretty nice item as well, because this sort of the items that can be dropped here are really variable in terms of their quality for an Orc hero. But Rune Bracers, obviously a lot of magic damage from all the dots, but that's really not the best item for For the Torn Chieftain here, and I'm an Invisible Demon Hunter here. Obviously he's level 3, he doesn't really care about getting any more experience, especially when he's only 11 experience above level 3. There's really no point, because he would need to creep to level 5 really for there to be any effective increase in his ability, and so he just gets an invisibility potion and just hopes he can go around and maybe steal some items, steal some creeps or whatnot. Obviously you want to stay on invisibility, so he might not steal any creeps if he can avoid it because of ensnare, but certainly if he sees an opportunity, he's not going to miss out. He's not going to miss it just to maybe just steal an item or something, and not managing to at this point. And actually a Tome of Agility here, Grubby just ignores it. I think he probably just had better things to do than to pick it up with the Torn Chieftain. Also he can pick it up with his Blade Master later if he remembers, and meanwhile Grubby just in here getting Cyclone on his Blade Master, but while trying to creep jack, and it looks like a Vamp or a for Moon, and that's obviously not a brilliant item for him because of all the range units he has. But Claws of Attack +6, Grubby might try and go for that. No, it looks like he's just going to try and run away. He did actually have one item slot. I'm surprised he didn't run for it and then come back and then try and get out the other way, but I guess that's his own decision really. And Grubby with a pretty sizable army here.